My wife won't stop staring at me. My wife, Sarah, was always a light sleeper. Whenever I got out of bed at night, she'd stir, mumble something incoherent, and fall back asleep. But lately, she's been different. It started with small things. I'd wake up at night and see her sitting up in bed, staring at me. At first, I thought she was sleepwalking or having a bad dream. "Honey, go back to sleep," I'd whisper. She wouldn't respond, just tilt her head slightly like she was studying me. A week later, I caught her standing in the doorway of our bedroom. It was 3 a.m., and I was jolted awake by the feeling of being watched. When I called her name, she turned and walked away without a word. The next morning, I asked her about it. She laughed nervously and said I must have been dreaming. I wanted to believe her, but I knew what I saw. Then, things escalated. One night, I woke up to find her crouched at the foot of the bed, her eyes wide and unblinking. "Sarah?" I whispered, my voice shaking. She didn't move, just stared at me with an intensity that made my skin crawl. When I turned on the light, she blinked rapidly and looked confused. "What's wrong?" she asked. I told her what I saw, but she insisted I was imagining things. The following night, I decided to set up my phone to record while I slept. I needed to know if I was losing my mind. When I watched the footage the next morning, my blood ran cold. Around 2 a.m., Sarah sat up in bed and turned to face me. She stayed that way, completely still, for hours. At one point, she leaned in so close to my face that I could see her breath fogging up my skin. Then, she slowly crept out of bed and disappeared from the frame. The recording ended there. I confronted her about the video. Her expression didn't change. She just stared at me, her eyes unblinking. "Why are you doing this?" I demanded. Her lips curled into a small, eerie smile. "Because I love you," she whispered. That night, I didn't sleep. I locked the bedroom door and kept a knife under my pillow. Around 3 a.m., I heard scratching at the door, followed by her voice. "Let me in, sweetheart." I didn't move. The next morning, she was gone. Her clothes, her phone, everything. The police said she must have left me, but I know better. I still wake up in the middle of the night, feeling eyes on me. Sometimes I catch a glimpse of her in the shadows, smiling that same unsettling smile. And sometimes I hear her voice, whispering through the dark. "You can't lock me out forever."